The Galactic Council station drifted in silence. It was bigger than any city on Earth. Rings of metal and light floated around a blue star. Inside, the council chamber was filled with hundreds of alien leaders. Some were tall and thin. Some were massive and armored. Some looked like shadows given shape. They ruled the galaxy. Or at least they believed they did. At the center of the chamber stood one human. He stood alone. No guards. No weapons. No armor. His name was Admiral Jonah Cross. He wore a simple dark uniform. On his chest was a small symbol of Earth. His hands were behind his back. His face was calm, but his eyes were tired. Very tired. The council speaker floated forward. It was a reptilian being with cold yellow eyes. "Human," the speaker said. "You stand before this council accused of extreme violence." A low sound moved through the chamber. Murmurs. Fear. Anger. The speaker continued. 3 alien fleets destroyed. 12 worlds disabled. All in one cycle. Admiral Cross did not react. "You call this response justified?" the speaker asked. The human looked up slowly. "You attacked our people," he said. "We responded." Another alien rose, tall and glowing. "You humans always speak of peace," it said. "You claim moral strength. Yet now you burn worlds." Jonah Cross nodded once. "We value peace," he said. "That is true." He raised one finger. "But peace does not mean silence." The lights in the chamber dimmed. A hologram appeared in the air. It showed a planet. Green once. Alive once. Now it was black. Cities burned. Oceans boiled. Shelters shattered open from orbit. "This," Jonah said quietly, "was Colony Haven 7. The council chamber grew still. "That colony was civilian," Jonah continued. "No military ships. No weapons." The hologram zoomed in. Broken escape pods. Hospitals turned to ash. Children's shelters torn apart. "This was not war," Jonah said. The reptilian speaker shifted uncomfortably. "War creates loss," it replied. Jonah's voice hardened. "No," he said. "This was genocide." The word echoed through the chamber. Genocide. Several council members looked away. One alien spoke in a softer tone. "You could have asked for justice." Jonah looked at the speaker. "We did," he said. Another image appeared. Human diplomats. Messages sent. Warnings ignored. "We asked," Jonah repeated. "You laughed." The council speaker raised its voice. "Humanity overreacted." Jonah stepped forward. Just one step. The sound echoed loudly. "We restrained ourselves for generations," Jonah said. "We studied you. Watched you. Learned your ways." Another projection appeared. Human fleets. Hidden bases. Weapons never used. "We chose mercy," Jonah said. He paused. A long pause. "But mercy was our choice," he continued. "Not our nature." The temperature in the room seemed to drop. The council speaker tried to regain control. "You threaten the balance of the galaxy." Jonah looked around the chamber. "You already broke it," he replied. A massive star map filled the air. The galaxy appeared calm. Then red lights turned on. Human fleets. Every direction. Every border. The murmurs turned to fear. "These fleets," Jonah said calmly, "have waited for this moment." The council speaker whispered, "What do you want, human?" Jonah did not answer immediately. He looked at the hologram of the destroyed colony again. Then he spoke. "This is Earth's final warning." The chamber froze. "We do not seek your worlds," Jonah said. "We do not seek your rule." He raised his eyes. "But if genocide happens again," he said slowly, "we will not stop." A small alien voice asked, "What will you become?" Jonah's answer was quiet. "Honest." The hologram shut down. The lights returned. Jonah turned to leave. Behind him, the council speaker spoke in fear. "Admiral Cross, what if we refuse?" Jonah stopped. He did not turn around. Then, he said, "Mercy ends." He walked away. Far from the council station, deep in human space, massive engines came to life. Silent. Ready. And across the galaxy for the first time in history, the stars began to fear humanity. The border world of Zerith 9 spun slowly under a dull orange sun. It was a mining planet. Craters and metallic towers covered its surface. Smoke rose from factories. The alien inhabitants moved in routine, unaware that their world had just become part of a human warning. In orbit, a fleet of sleek human ships appeared. No alarms. No fanfare. Just silence. Commander Lara Vance observed the planet from the bridge of her flagship. Her eyes were calm yet focused. She had seen orders executed, but this operation felt different. Target coordinates locked, she said. Engage when ready. Below, the alien council on Zerith 9 had ignored Earth's warning. They had laughed at the news of Haven 7. They believed humanity was all words, no action. They were wrong. The first strike came without sound. Human plasma cannons hit the factories. Buildings evaporated in fire. Energy cores exploded like suns. The aliens ran in panic, unsure what was happening. Weapons fired, but human shields absorbed every attack. Defense fleets scrambled. Every move, every maneuver had already been anticipated. In the alien command tower, Admiral Krell shouted orders. Defend the city, call the fleets, strike back. But no answer came. Communication satellites were disabled. Long-range sensors went dark. The humans had struck silently, precisely. Commander Vance watched calmly. We do not kill unless necessary, she said to her crew. But they left us no choice. Below, a mining colony burned. Civilians fled, trapped by collapsing towers. They screamed, but human strikes avoided civilian zones, for now. Precision and control. The aliens realized something terrifying. Humans could destroy worlds. But humans chose when to use it. A council messenger tried to contact the orbiting fleet. Human forces. Cease your attack. We surrender. The message ended abruptly. Communications were gone. In the silence that followed, the humans continued their advance. Strike teams landed on the planet. Alien ships tried to intercept, but human tactics were perfect. Ships moved through defense grids like water flowing through rocks. Lara Vance observed the chaos below. Hold fire, she said. The humans were not reckless. They were deliberate. One of her lieutenants asked nervously, Are we going too far? Vance looked down at the burning planet. This is not revenge, she said. This is correction. Above the horizon, massive explosions tore through the alien defenses. Cities fell. Factories collapsed. Ships vanished into fire. And yet, the humans did not celebrate. They did not cheer. They recorded. They documented. They ensured the world knew the price of ignoring mercy. Meanwhile, in the central command tower of Zerith 9, Admiral Krell finally realized the truth. These humans, he whispered. They are not fighting to win, they are fighting to end us. Panic swept through the planet. Some aliens begged for mercy. Others tried to flee to the stars. But human forces blocked every exit. The trap was perfect. A single human ship descended into the capital. A landing pod opened. Out stepped Lieutenant Mara Quinn. Calm, silent, efficient. She walked through the ruined streets, her helmet reflecting the orange fire of the planet. She left behind messages carved into the walls, holograms broadcasting Earth's warning in every language. Mercy was our choice, not our nature. This is your chance. The aliens froze. Fear spread faster than the flames. Commander Vance spoke over the ship's comms. Hold your people accountable. Show them mercy, if they deserve it. The humans did not stop. They swept across Zerith 9 with precision. Every stronghold fell. Every fleet disabled. By the end of the day, Zerith 9 was quiet. The aliens counted their losses. And they remembered one terrifying fact. Humanity had delivered its first strike, and it had been clean, controlled, and absolute. Back in orbit, Lara Vance looked at the burning cities. Message delivered, she said quietly. And yet, she added, they still do not understand. We will wait. We always wait. Mercy is ours to give, or take. Far above the planet, in the cold black of space, massive human engines powered up silently. The galaxy had been warned. And now the line was crossed. The void of space was silent. Stars shimmered coldly as if watching an inevitable disaster. Human fleets moved like shadows between planets. They were unseen, silent, deadly. Admiral Jonah Cross watched the war screens aboard the flagship Terra Dominus. He did not shout. He did not panic. Every movement, every strike was precise. Beside him, Commander Lara Vance studied a hologram of the alien fleets. They are coming, she said. They still think we will fight like they expect. Jonah crossed his arms. They will learn, he said quietly. They always do. Below, in the first battle zone, alien fleets approached confidently. They had numbers. They had weapons. They had arrogance. They had not seen humans at war before. When the first human ship opened fire, a single plasma beam struck the alien command ship. It did not explode. It did not destroy the crew. It erased their weapon systems instantly. Panic spread. Alien captains shouted orders. Missiles fired. Lasers shot across the void. Humans dodged. Humans struck back. Every move was anticipated. Every attack countered. Every escape route blocked. Lara Vance spoke calmly to her fleet. Precision, she said. Control. We do not kill unnecessarily. We destroy only what is needed. The aliens did not understand. They had expected chaos. They had expected fury. Instead, humans were calm, methodical, terrifying. In 1 hour, half the alien fleet was disabled. Not destroyed. Disabled. Ships drifted in space, unable to fire, unable to move. The aliens realized that humans could kill, anytime. But humans chose not to. A communication broke through. Human Admiral. Cease fire. We surrender. Jonah ignored it. Not because he hated them, but because surrender was meaningless without understanding. From the shadows of a nearby asteroid field, human strike teams launched. They boarded alien ships. They did not slaughter. They collected intelligence. They disabled systems. And they left messages for the survivors. Mercy was our choice, not our nature. On the flagship bridge, Lara turned to Jonah. They still do not fear us enough, she said. They need to understand. Jonah's gaze was steady. They will understand, he said. We wait. And we act with purpose. Meanwhile, alien leaders began to panic. Their numbers no longer mattered. Their strategies no longer mattered. The humans had rewritten the rules of warfare. Admiral Krell, watching from a captured ship, whispered to his officers. They are not fighting to win. They are fighting to end us. Every alien ship that resisted was neutralized. Every fleet that tried to flee was intercepted. Every corner of the war zone came under human control. And yet, the humans did not celebrate. They did not cheer. They simply recorded the events, leaving evidence of restraint and precision. A lieutenant asked Jonah quietly, Admiral, when do we stop? Jonah looked out at the stars. He did not answer immediately. Then he spoke. Mercy has an expiration date, he said. And it is about to expire. Human fleets moved faster, cleaner, and quieter than any alien expected. Entire sectors of space fell into silence. Alien communication was jammed. Sensors were disabled. The galaxy began to understand. Humanity had true power, and humans would choose when to use it. On Zerith, 9 and nearby systems, alien leaders sent messages of surrender. They begged for mercy. They offered allegiance. Some tried to flee. None succeeded. From his flagship bridge, Jonah recorded a final message for the galaxy. We have waited. We have warned. Mercy was our choice, not our nature. This is the moment you understand. And across the war zone, human engines roared silently, preparing the next strike. Not in anger, not in hatred, but in purposeful correction. For the first time, aliens truly feared humanity. Not for brutality, not for numbers, not for strength, but for discipline, control, and willpower. The galaxy had seen humans fight, but it had not yet seen what humans could truly become. And somewhere deep in space, Admiral Cross whispered, let them see the end of mercy. Let them remember that humanity chooses its limits, and that we do not forgive lightly. The alien command station hung silently in orbit above the shattered planet of Voron 5. Once a symbol of power, now it was a ghost. The hull was scorched. Lights flickered. The hum of the station was broken. Humans moved through the corridors with precision. No shouting. No chaos. Every step was deliberate. Every action controlled. Lieutenant Mara Quinn led the boarding teams. She was calm, efficient. Her presence alone made the alien officers tremble. Do not panic, she said to her crew. We are here to demonstrate power, not chaos. Inside the central chamber, alien leaders were gathered. Admiral Krell, the once proud commander, looked around nervously. This is impossible, he whispered. They captured the station without killing a single soldier. Mara entered the chamber. Her armor gleamed faintly under the flickering lights. She stood at attention, silent. Her team placed restraints on the alien leaders. Not harsh. Not cruel. Precise. Jonah Cross arrived shortly after, stepping through the doorway calmly. He did not raise his voice. He did not shout. He simply looked around. And the fear in the room became almost physical. You have seen what humanity can do, Jonah said quietly. Your fleets destroyed. Your cities burned. Your leaders captured. The aliens swallowed hard. Jonah continued. And yet, we have not harmed more than necessary. We have shown restraint. He walked slowly toward Admiral Krell. Do you understand why? He asked. Why we have chosen this method? Krell stammered. We cannot comprehend. Jonah nodded. Exactly. Humans do not need to kill to demonstrate power. We choose our limits carefully. We allow mercy only when deserved. Mercy was our choice, not our nature. The alien leaders felt the weight of his words. It was not anger. It was not vengeance. It was control. Cold, precise, calculated control. Mara Quinn stepped forward. She projected images on the walls. Scenes from other planets. Destroyed fleets. Disabled cities. Holograms of human forces pausing before striking civilians. Do you see now? She asked. We acted with intention. We gave warning. We restrained ourselves, many times before. A murmur ran through the room. The aliens began to realize. Humans were not reckless. Humans were not angry. Humans were terrifyingly logical. Jonah's voice lowered, almost a whisper. You see, we do not fight to destroy. We fight to correct. We fight to ensure survival, ours first, then yours if you earn it. One alien tried to speak. What will you do with us? Jonah stepped closer. Your fleets are disabled. Your stations captured. Your people will live, for now. But remember, your next choice will determine your fate. Do not mistake our patience for weakness. The room was silent. The weight of humanity's power pressed on every alien present. Even the bravest officers lowered their heads. Jonah turned to Mara. Release the surveillance drones. Record every word. Ensure the galaxy knows, humanity is not to be challenged lightly. The holograms flickered again, showing fleets waiting in orbit, ready for the next move. Every alien leader could see it. Every ship, every soldier, every weapon, controlled, precise, inevitable. Mara glanced at Jonah. Do we stop here? She asked. Jonah's eyes scanned the room. He did not answer immediately. Then he spoke. No. We wait. We remind. Mercy is ours to give, or take. And you will not forget that lesson. The aliens understood fully now. This was not war as they knew it. This was humanity defining its own rules. And in that quiet, dark chamber, the fear of humans became a living presence. A lesson engraved not on walls but on minds. The humans left the station as silently as they arrived. No celebration. No shouting. Only the calm certainty of a species that knew its power, and would use it only on its own terms. Above Voron 5 the stars shimmered coldly. The galaxy had been warned. Humanity had shown its true way, and the aliens would remember it forever. Across the galaxy, news of human power spread faster than any fleet could move. Neutral worlds, planets that had never joined the war, now trembled. They were small, quiet civilizations hoping to avoid the conflict. Now they watched humanity and wondered, what does mercy from Earth really mean? On the planet Zerith V, the government held an emergency council. Tall, slender aliens argued frantically. This is impossible, one shouted. They destroyed fleets, without killing everyone. A hologram showed the footage. Human ships gliding through asteroid belts. Alien fleets disabled without a single civilian casualty. Human strike teams boarding stations with precision. Calm, efficient, terrifying. Are they honorable? Whispered another. Or something worse? Meanwhile, in another system, traitors and mercenaries huddled in fear. Contracts cancelled. Deals abandoned. No one wanted to be near human space. Back on Earth, Admiral Jonah Cross observed the galaxy from his flagship bridge. He did not celebrate. He did not gloat. Humans were not cruel. They were patient. They were deliberate. Commander Lara Vance approached him. Sir, she said quietly, they're beginning to surrender, even before we reach them. Jonah nodded. Good. That is the point, he said. Power is nothing without restraint. Fear without understanding is useless. Across the neutral worlds, alien leaders debated. Should they submit? Should they fight? Some decided to send envoys to Earth, offering allegiance. Some fled into uncharted space. Some built defenses hoping humans would not notice them. Every choice carried risk. Every hesitation had consequences. In orbit above Zerith V, human observation drones monitored every signal. The humans did not attack. They waited. They allowed the aliens to make their own decisions. And they would face the consequences if they failed. One alien governor finally spoke, trembling. We have underestimated them. We assumed mercy means weakness. We were wrong. From Earth's flagship, Jonah recorded a message to be sent across the galaxy. We do not seek conquest. We do not seek dominion. We observe. We correct. Mercy is our choice, and it is earned, not given. Across the neutral systems, fleets began to shift. Some aligned with humans. Some tried to hide. Every corner of the galaxy now knew the silent judges were watching. In private, Lieutenant Mara Quinn reported to Jonah. Sir, they fear us more than ever. Even worlds untouched by battle are preparing for our presence. Jonah looked at the holographic map of the galaxy. Red dots marked human-controlled zones. Green dots marked neutral planets. And black spaces marked uncharted regions, where uncertainty remained. They will understand, Jonah said. They always do, eventually. Fear teaches. Restraint guides. Humanity defines its limits, and all others must learn them. Far in the distance, human fleets moved silently between systems. Not to attack. Not yet. Only to ensure observation. Only to remind the galaxy that humanity could act at any moment. And the price of ignoring Earth's warnings was clear. And so, across the stars, civilizations whispered of humanity. Some called it hope. Some called it judgment. All of them feared what mercy meant from Earth. In that silence, in the cold vastness of space, one thought spread. Humanity was no longer just another species. It was the final warning. And the galaxy would remember it forever. Sunero next. The once proud capital of Zithra Prime was now a skeleton of metal and smoke. Towers that once reached the sky were broken. Streets that once buzzed with life were empty. The air was heavy with ash and the faint hum of disabled machines. Admiral Krell and the remaining alien leaders huddled in the underground council chamber. They had fled from the skies, from fleets, from cities, from their own arrogance. Every decision had led them here, humiliation and desperation. This cannot be happening, whispered one. They have mercy, but they destroy everything anyway. Above, the stars were silent. Human fleets waited. Not attacking. Just observing. Watching. Calculating. Admiral Jonah Cross stood on the bridge of the Terra Dominus. Beside him, Commander Lara Vance reviewed the live feeds. The humans could strike any time. They could erase the remaining fleets in minutes. But they did not. Jonah's eyes were steady, cold. They have one last chance, he said. One choice remains, and it will decide their fate. On Zithra Prime, Krell finally spoke to his remaining council. We must surrender. We must ask for mercy. But surrender alone would not save them. They had ignored every warning. They had committed atrocities. Now they had to prove they could earn mercy. The alien envoys sent messages. They offered allegiance. They promised obedience. They begged forgiveness. A small group of humans, led by Lieutenant Mara Quinn, landed on the planet. They moved with calm precision. Not a single shot was fired. No unnecessary harm. Mara projected a message in the center of the ruined capital. Mercy is not given. It is earned. You were warned. You were observed. And now the choice is yours. The alien leaders trembled. They could see the destruction humans had caused elsewhere. They could see the disabled fleets. They could see the precision strikes and no, humans could have destroyed them entirely. Admiral Krell finally knelt. He bowed his head. Please, grant us mercy, he said. We will obey. We will serve. We will never challenge humanity again. Jonah crossed his arms, observing from the bridge. He did not smile. He did not speak. The humans waited, patient and silent. Lara Vance finally whispered to him, Sir, shall we accept them? Jonah looked down at the holographic map of the galaxy. Red dots of human-controlled systems. Green dots of neutral worlds. And small blinks of light marking the Zithra fleets, now powerless. They have a choice, he said. Mercy is ours to give, and they have chosen wisely this time. The humans allowed the aliens to live, to rebuild, but under strict oversight. No weapons. No fleets. Constant monitoring. Mercy had been granted. But the reminder of human power would never fade. On the bridge of Terra Dominus, Jonah recorded a final note for the galaxy. We do not take joy in punishment. We do not seek conquest. But those who ignore our warnings will face correction. Mercy was our choice, not our nature. Remember this. Across Zithra Prime, the alien leaders realized the full weight of the lesson. Humans did not strike recklessly. Humans did not fight without thought. Humans defined the rules and their patience had limits. And in the silence above the ruined capital, one thought spread among every alien present. Never test humanity's mercy again. Far in space, human engines powered down. The galaxy had witnessed the last chance. And humanity had delivered its final warning. The stars seemed to shimmer differently now, as if the galaxy itself knew a new force had awakened. Earth was quiet. The blue planet spun calmly beneath its sun, oceans reflecting light like silver mirrors. On the surface, humans went about their lives. Cities, forests, deserts, and seas, all untouched by the chaos that had erupted across the galaxy. Yet, humanity had changed the universe forever. Admiral Jonah Cross stood on the bridge of Terra Dominus, gazing at the holographic map of the galaxy. Red zones marked human-controlled systems. Green zones marked neutral planets. Yellow blips marked recently subdued alien worlds. They all survived, Commander Lara Vance said quietly beside him. They feared humanity, but we did not destroy them. Jonah nodded. Fear is not power. Control is. Mercy is strength. They must understand that humanity chooses its actions deliberately, and will act when provoked. Across Zithra Prime, alien leaders rebuilt under watchful human eyes. No fleets. No weapons. Strict monitoring. Their citizens whispered of the humans who could have ended everything. And yet, humans had chosen restraint. In the neutral systems, news spread like wildfire. The silent judges, as humanity had become known, were not rulers, not conquerors. They were watchers, enforcers, the keepers of balance. Every species understood. Earth had given the galaxy one last warning. Mercy had limits. Humanity's patience had boundaries. And the cost of crossing those boundaries was unimaginable. Back on Earth, memorials were built, not to celebrate war but to honor the restraint and the lessons learned. In every major city, screens displayed the words, "Mercy was our choice, not our nature." Humans remembered Haven 7, Zerith 9, Voron 5, Zithra Prime, and countless other worlds that had been touched by conflict. Not with joy, not with pride, but with sober understanding of the responsibility humanity now carried. In orbit above Earth, the human fleet remained vigilant. Engines powered down, ships quiet as shadows. Observers, scouts, patrols, they waited silently. The galaxy had been warned. And humanity would act again only if provoked. Meanwhile, alien leaders sent envoys to Earth. Some came humbly, some cautiously. Each delegation carried one simple message. We understand. We will obey. We will respect your warning. Jonah Cross met the envoys personally. He did not smile. He did not raise his voice. He simply looked at them. And in that gaze, every alien could feel the weight of humanity's resolve. Your species has been given a choice, he said calmly. Obedience, respect, and peace, or the consequences of defiance. Do not mistake our patience for weakness. We act when required, but we do not act without purpose. Lieutenant Mara Quinn added. Humans do not fight for conquest. We do not fight for glory. We fight to protect, to correct, and to ensure survival. Across the galaxy, the message was clear. Humanity had emerged as something greater than any species had anticipated. Not a conqueror. Not a tyrant. But a force that defined its own rules, enforced its own standards, and demanded respect. On Zithra Prime, children whispered about the humans who had come and left without killing unnecessarily. Adults spoke in awe, fear, and gratitude. And every leader knew the truth. Earth's mercy was earned, not given. Back on Earth, Jonah walked among his people. Schools, markets, parks, oceans, and forests stretched before him. The planet had survived, untouched in its daily rhythm, while the galaxy had witnessed the consequences of ignoring humanity's warnings. He paused, looking at the horizon. Mercy is a gift, he said softly. But it carries responsibility. Those who receive it must honor it, or face what humanity is capable of. A hologram activated nearby, showing fleets quietly monitoring the galaxy. Children stared in wonder. Adults whispered. Every human understood that their species had changed the course of the universe. Far across the galaxy, alien fleets repaired and rebuilt. Some pledged allegiance. Some fled into unknown space. And all remembered the calm, precise, terrifying humans who had reshaped their understanding of strength, power, and mercy. Jonah Cross spoke one final time. To the galaxy, we do not desire dominion. We do not seek destruction. We do not fight without reason. But humanity has limits. We have mercy, because we choose it. And if ever provoked beyond reason, we will act. Our nature is not gentle. Our mercy is deliberate. And our warning is final. The stars above Earth twinkled as if in agreement. The galaxy was quiet, aware, respectful. Humanity had delivered its final warning. Not through rage. Not through hate. but through restraint, calculation, and sheer will. And somewhere, deep in space, one thought lingered in the minds of every species. Do not test humanity's mercy again. The universe had learned its lesson. Mercy had been given. Power had been shown. And humanity would never forget. The galaxy would remember it forever.